You requested a sit down. He heard you out.
What's going on, guys? Nico here. Welcome to another episode of The Sit Down. Gonna bring on a guest in just a little bit. Just wanted to announce some things for you guys that are coming up. So welcome to July. I can't believe it's already July. We got so many cool guests coming up on the podcast. We finally got things rolling. If you haven't already, go to our YouTube channel and check out the fake petition prank in Little Italy. That video is so freaking funny. Trying to get the subscribers up on YouTube, so go subscribe if you haven't already. So also the end of July, I think the 27th to the 31st, I'll be in Glen Cove, Long Island at an Italian festival there. I think it's St. Rocco's Feast, so I'm super pumped about that. And then hopefully got a couple more announcements for festivals coming up soon. But yeah, that's so far so good for that. It's just my birthday. Had some fun for my birthday. I'm 26 on the 26th. It was 1 year away from late 20s. Not looking forward to that, but still feel like I'm 15. So we're rolling. My mom actually got me this shirt for my birthday. It says, a man who doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man. Don Corleone. I love this shirt. So shout out to mom for the shirt. What else did I get? I got tickets to see Chris DiStefano at the New York Comedy Club. It was funny. We sat literally front row. I got roasted. I wore my Hawaiian shirt. I got roasted by the opener and Chris. They told me I looked like either a divorced dad or one of the chain smokers, because I had, you get the button down shirt. You can't button it all the way to the top, and it's hot. It's summer. It's like 90 degrees. We're in the city. It's like subways. Everything's just, you're just in a cloud of just heat all the time. So, pop the buttons down. And you do that and you sit front row in a comedy club, you're going to get roasted, basically. But that was fun. We also going to go see Frankie Valli in November. Super pumped about that. So all in all, good birthday. Looking forward to the summer. Should be fun. I'm going to do some more content. So you guys got to let me know what content you want to see. But speaking of content, my next guest that I'm going to bring on, you've seen him on TikTok. I'm not even going to tell you maybe have seen him on TikTok. You've seen him on TikTok. He's the guy. He's got the mic in one hand like this, and he goes, "What's the most attractive language someone could speak?" And he hands it off, and then whatever they say, he knows the language. It's freaking crazy. I'm super pumped to have him on in just a minute. So it should be a fun episode. I got a couple guests lined up soon, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll have an in-person studio guest again. I'm looking forward to getting back in the studio. It's just been crazy busy. Client work, you know how it is. But finally, I love podcasting. It's the most fun. It's the most fun thing to do. Just shoot the shit with somebody, talk. Yeah, hopefully, I got actually a couple cool guests lined up. I think you guys will be kind of excited. I'm excited. Might be learning Italian soon with one of the guests. Hey, who knows? Maybe I'll learn Italian with our guest today. But I'll leave you here. Let's take a quick break and bring on the guest. All right, guys, I'm pumped to welcome my guest. We got Marwan Buonamore, the most Italian last name you could get. You've definitely seen him on TikTok. There's no way you haven't. He's the guy who knows all the languages that ever existed. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
Going on, bro? Glad to be here. Yeah, no, it's good to have another Italian face in front of my screen. It's very good to see.
I know. A lot of Italians down south, or?
Oh, dude, all of New York and Jersey moved down here, so like they're all here. A lot of them.
I'm sure there's even more now over the past how many years?
A couple of two. I mean, me myself, right? Like I'm based out of Virginia. I moved down here like this year, so that's what we're all doing. It's like an Italian thing that goes south for the summer. I don't know what it is, but like they're all here now.
All the snowbirds.
All the snowbirds. Yep.
I know. I was in I think Naples, Fort Myers a couple of years ago, and it was like, oh yeah, they're all Italian over there.
Yep. No. And what the crazy part too is you get a lot of like Argentinians here, but when you go back far enough, they're Italian too. They just find their way here. I don't know how. This whole city's just like Naples.
That's cool, man. Yeah. So First off, congrats on just blowing up online. That like it was cool. Like I feel like I started following you maybe like when you had like 10 or 20,000 followers on TikTok, and I was like just had like the feeling like I'm gonna see this guy a lot on my For You page. It's just like one of those things. It was like I don't know, it was like something like I haven't seen before, and then like I guess like the shock value of like whenever someone like and then for those of you who don't know, you would go into Miami just on the street and you'd ask anybody like what's the most attractive language somebody could speak, and then they'd answer. For example, they'd say Italian, and then you would just rattle off in Italian like all the answers. And then no matter was like Italian, French, Spanish, Russian. How many languages do you know?
Yeah, you see, I get asked that every day. And it's like, for me to confidently say I know a language, I got to be able to speak it fluently. So I only speak 6 fluently. However, I can speak 9 conversationally. So I can have like a conversation with you in like Russian or Serbian or Greek. I can't talk about politics, but like I can say I speak it. That's that. And that's kind of the shock factor there. It's like Miami's a city where we get tourists all the time from all over, all over America, all over Europe. And so when they come here, I'm like, oh, perfect. This person looks Serbian. That person looks like they're from, I don't know, like Croatia. Maybe I speak their language. And so that plays into what you were saying. I really do think it's a great city for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. So what was like how did you come up with the idea? First off, I guess.
Oh, dude, it's so fun. I never thought I'd be a TikToker. I'm not like, I don't like to be in front of cameras. I'm kind of like like a shy person normally. But my buddy Eric Ronaldo, he's like a famous TikToker as well, and he's my roommate. And so I would always film his videos. And there was one instance where he was asking girls like, oh, what's the most attractive thing like a girl can do or a guy can do to a girl? And she was like, oh, I like a guy that can speak like Arabic. And so he's like, bro, you gotta like interview her, like you speak Arabic. And I was like, okay, fine. And so I go, and it's my first video ever. It's the one that like blew up on Instagram. And I'm just like, what's the most attractive language that you think? And she's like, I like Arabic. And I was like, she's like, you speak Arabic? And I'm like, yeah. Well, what do you think is the hottest language? She's like, I like French. So I spoke French to her. And then that video alone got like, what, 3 million overnight. And I was like, dude, maybe this is like something I should do. Like, maybe this is like I've always wanted to like make funny TikToks and be known for it, but I didn't think I had a certain skill. I don't know, the fact that I spoke 4 or 5 languages before I even thought to make TikToks, I was like, wow, that's actually a skill that I should use that. Like I should actually make videos like that. Started posting more and more, doing more and more interviews, and then I just blew up. And I was like, I guess this is my thing now. I speak a lot of languages.
Awesome. That's cool. So when did you like first start? Like, were you like growing up like bi or trilingual or?
I mean, as an Italian yourself, you probably know that when you grow up in an Italian family, you learn Italian from a young age. And so
I unfortunately did not.
You didn't?
No, this was the quick run through on that. My grandmother and grandfather came from Italy. So my mom grew up not knowing English until she went to school, and she hated it because like just like the trouble of like going through school, just not speaking English. So she didn't even want to like really push any sort of second language to confuse. I get like not to confuse us or anything like that. But I also grew up like in Buffalo and Niagara Falls, New York. So there wasn't really a heavy Italian population. So not a ton of people even spoke Italian. So unfortunately, I'm learning now, and it's kind of tough.
Yeah, no, I mean, your last name's Italian enough for me, and your face looks pretty Italian, so I'll give you that. But to answer your question, growing up, I went to international school. So I grew up I was born in Italy, and I spent most of my life like in France and Germany, I spent some time in London, and like I think growing up, I spoke French because I was living in France. I spoke Arabic because my mother is Tunisian. And then I spoke Italian because, we speak Italian at home. And then English, I kind of picked up in school. But I remember a distinctive thing when I was in like middle school. In middle school, there was like a cute German girl in my class. And I was like, dude, like, how do I talk to her? Like, she only knows German. So I go to my dad, who also knows like 20 plus languages.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, how do I hit on her in German? He was like, oh, go say spielen zusammen, der Fraulein. And I was like, all right. And so I would literally speak to her in German so that I could be her friend. And so like from that moment, I was like, dude, like I can talk to anybody if I just speak their language. And so I'd always had like an affinity for, picking up languages. Now I just use it for social media and work.
You're a walking Rosetta Stone.
Duolingo, I prefer
Duolingo.
No, yeah, I always love seeing that. It's like, oh, this guy's like a walking Google Translate. I'm like, yeah, well, I mean, maybe like for your languages, not for all of them.
Yeah. No, so I mean, I guess like you've just been immersed in the whole time, but like what are some, like for someone who just wants to learn a language, what are some tips, I guess, for learning a new language? Because are you like actively learning new ones? I guess like you'd want to like add some to the arsenal too, right?
Absolutely. I started off with just doing Latin languages. And so because I had a background in like Italian and French, picking up Spanish was very easy because, it's a Latin language. Picking up Portuguese was easy. Picking up Romanian was also easy. I think and I also have these tips, I'm just started a YouTube channel where I'm essentially walking my followers through how I picked up languages and like how I did that, like a step by step.
That's so cool.
Initially I was like, yeah, use Duolingo, but if anything, I think that Duolingo is helpful for vocab. So when you want to learn a new
Totally
language,
agree.
right? When you want to learn a new language, the first thing you got to do is understand what languages you already speak, because there are a lot of languages like your language. English speakers, for example, your language is very close to French and German. So learning French and German is going to be easy because a lot of the words that we use in English are borrowed from those words or from those languages. And so what I say first and foremost is, hey, go look at a dictionary, go look at a Duolingo form, look at a bunch of basic vocab or conversations that, the words themselves in that language, and see how they relate to languages and senses you already know, right? Because there's things like love, lieben, right? It's similar, or I have, ich hast, it's like you can see where the similarities are in the languages. And I think that the first tip you need to do is, if anything, pick the language you want to learn, look up basic vocab in that. And then after having done so, you'll see that the conjugation, don't even worry about conjugation, because oftentimes even when I do my videos, horrible grammar. That's why I always get commented like, bro, this guy didn't conjugate it right. It's like, okay, but like that's the 9th language I spoke today. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get the grammar and all the rules and all the points down. First and foremost, learn the words. After having learned the words, my next tip I say is to go find someone who's a native speaker and try to use those words with that person. And then in doing so, you're going to be able to have that conversation. But the most important thing here that you can pick up is the pronunciation, because they're from Germany or they're from France or wherever you're trying to pick up on it. You say, hey, how do I say this word? They'll say that word. And then you try to mouth your own sentence. Or what I would do is, the way I learned Serbian is I have a friend from Belgrade, and I'm like, okay, how do I say, hi, nice to meet you? She would give me the words. I would hear how she pronounced them. And I would, if anything, write down the words phonetically in my notebook. And then I would continuously practice saying it that way. And then when I had the confidence in that sense, I would go out and try to use it. And then they would either correct me, or that would be the correct way to say it. So I think that speaking with people that know English, but also the language you're trying to learn, is very important. And travel. You have to travel. Once you immerse yourself in a country where they're speaking a language you're trying to pick up, it happens like that. I lived in Athens for about 4 weeks, literally just an internship. And in doing that, I picked up some Greek. I didn't go to school. I didn't look up any vocab. I didn't look up Duolingo. I just heard it. I would hear it and read it, and I say, hey, what does that mean? How do I say this? How do I say you're pretty? How do I get a bottle of water? And they would just tell you. You write it down in your phone and you revise it. I mean, it's really that simple. I think traveling is huge, because you go to the country, you force yourself to speak that language, because their English is going to suck. You know what I'm saying?
I guess it's the equivalent of just getting thrown in the deep end in the pool, right?
Absolutely. You just pick it up like that. And people really do have an affinity, especially English speakers. English speakers typically have an affinity for speaking other languages, because English is borrowed from so many other languages. And so you'll see that once you go to those countries.
That's so cool. I know, because I get jealous too, because like I said, I'm from like Buffalo, Niagara Falls. So, and then I came to New York, and like, oh yeah, we just took Italian in school and stuff. And it's like, it sucks just not having those options too, especially because, I mean, the one place, like I learned Spanish in school and I was really good at it, but then once you stop, it just goes away.
No, literally, you have to keep up with it, which is why I do these videos, right? I'm going to forget these languages if I'm using them. Like, that's another big factor. You have to keep using the language. If you don't, then you're going to lose it. It's like any other skill.
Yeah. What's the hardest, what do you think, like for you personally, what's the hardest language that you're learning or trying to learn?
I have said this so many times. Albanian is the hardest language I've ever. Why? Because I can't cheat. Because normally when I speak Romanian or like Portuguese, I can cheat because it's Latin. Albanian is unlike any language. It's literally its own language. It was never colonized by the Romans, doesn't have a Latin influence, wasn't colonized by other major, empire. It's just its own language. Like the way they say hi is literally "Përshëndetje," which is unlike any other language. Goodbye is "Mirupafshim." What? Like, I don't even, you have to memorize the words. I don't know how Albanian speakers do it. You literally have to memorize the words. It's the only way to learn it.
That's crazy. Like even harder than like Russian or.
Yeah. Russian at least is borrowed from like Eastern Slavic languages. If you speak Serbian, if you speak Croatian, you can pick up Russian pretty easily. But Albanian is unlike any other language. Like it's nothing. There's no roots. It's just Albanian. It's nuts. It's actually nuts.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So you'd say like you'd speak probably around like you said like 9 languages.
So total 15. 15
Okay.
I can speak. I can speak as in I can have a conversation. I can ask you what how to get some food. I can hit on you. I can ask you for directions. But, yeah. In about
Does it work in the girls department?
Dude, it's crazy because Albanian, for example, right? I was at a bar the other day, and there was a girl who Albanians typically speak English pretty well. It's just like they spoke it growing up, and so I thought she was really pretty. Albanian girls are nuts, and I was like talking. I was like, "Oh yeah, where are you from?" She's like, "Oh, I'm from Albania." I was like, "Oh, prešindite, sijeni." Instantly, her face went, "Are you Albanian?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." She's like, "How the hell do you speak Albanian?" And it's that whole like, you actually care enough about my culture, my upbringing, my language to be able to speak it instantly into you, just because it's a wow factor to them. And
for sure.
And you can use that in if you want to find a job, you want to hit on a girl, you want to get it half off at Walmart, who knows, speak their language. I've done that at grocery stores. Literally, I was speaking Ukrainian to this lady checking me out at Publix, and she gave me a whole chicken for free.
No way.
No bullshit. No bullshit.
I know. I guess, yeah, it's true because like you're like instantly bonding. Like I think like that works with like almost everything. I was given this example actually like my sister, because I was like, I meet some of my girlfriend's friends' boyfriends. You know how like that's awkward as all hell, right? But then of course like one of them is Italian, and it's like you click instantly just because you share the culture in the background. So
absolutely. And that's the best way. I mean, look at the oldest profession that exists in Europe, diplomacy. How did diplomats get along with like other people? They spoke their language. Literally just speak their language and they'll like you well, they won't like you instantly, but they'll want to, at least they could talk to you. You know, languages is so important. It is so important for everything.
I know. And I feel like people don't like go the translate, because I've heard like about like some people that I know that are bilingual, they speak Italian and English very well, that they've got really cool jobs like just being translators. I know this one girl, we actually had her on the podcast. She was a translator and worked for like Andrea Bocelli's like production team, and so like got to like hang out in Italy and like work on like the production side of things, and like that's like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, absolutely. The opportunities are endless. The job I have now is because of my languages. I work for the UN.
Oh, really?
If it weren't for that, I don't think I would have gotten the job there. Like it really is languages, man.
That's good. What do you do for the UN? Are you allowed to say? Or
diplomacy? It's a lot of it's translation. A lot of, as you said, a lot of it's translation, which is where I get my practice in for the languages. And I love going to work on Monday, and I'm like, oh, by the way, I speak Russian now. They're like, how do you just do this? I'm like, I don't know, TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, right?
Yeah.
How many like do you like? I'm sure you actively like try to keep up with all the languages. How many hours a day would you say, or hours a week would you like spend keeping up on all of them?
Good question. I'm not very consistent in it. Normally, what happens is I'm a little different. When I speak a language, I typically don't forget it. I have like a weird, and this probably is another cheat I do with my videos. I have a weirdly photographic memory. So if I look at something, if I read something, if I see a face, I'll remember it. It does help to practice for the pronunciation, but I would say, honestly, if I'm actively learning a new language that week, I'd say I spend at least an hour a day, And that's not just revising words. It's like looking at videos. I'm looking at like other polyglots. I love Lao Shu before he died. I love Jalma. I love Walter. All these guys are famous polyglots that essentially just do what I'm doing, and they pick up these languages phonetically. Picking up a language phonetically is a lot easier to do, but it's harder to retain because you don't have the words, you don't have the rules in your head, but you can make the pronunciation, you can sound it out. So I would say about 2 hours, 3 hours a week that I'm not learning a language, but about 5 to 6 if I am.
That's so cool. I know. I get having a photographic memory does. I have somewhat of like, I just remember shit that just happened like when I was little, and I pick up movie quotes pretty well.
Right.
So I know my girlfriend gets mad at me because we'll watch Billy Madison and I'll know the whole.
You'll just know the whole.
I know,
the
like
worst. Don't watch Top Gun. You'll ruin it.
The new one, or?
Oh, the new one's great. I'm growing out my mustache for it.
You got the rooster stash.
I'm trying my best. I'm Italian and I can't even grow facial hair. It's embarrassing.
Really?
I'm Italian and Arab and I can't grow facial hair. That's embarrassing.
Maybe it's like they cancel each other out,
Right? I know, right? It's like the two hairiest ethnicities, and no, I don't get nothing. It's fine, whatever.
I know. I unfortunately am just Italian, so I get hair. Just
Oh, you know what? I'm jealous of your beard. The things I could do if I looked like I was 25.
How old are you?
25.
Oh, okay.
I don't look 25, but 25.
Yeah, I just turned 26, so I've always got like, oh my God, you look like you're 15. Like I remember I was 22 and I'm still getting like ID to go to the movies, which was
It's a blessing.
Like,
yeah.
No, I know, but it's starting to like turn around now. People are like, oh, what are you like 25? And I go, yeah.
You're like, no, I'm 30. Why do you ask? My kids are in the back. I mean, hey, look, you'd rather look young now than when you get older and look like an old man.
Nah,
look like you're 50 when you're like 28.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. But you got you're part of the Daily Dropout now. That I saw that too. That's a cool grab because they're huge.
Oh yeah, those guys are awesome. You know, Big Doss and Steven, those guys are something. If anything, I remember watching their videos when I was in high school, and I was like, damn, like, how do I do that? I wish I was like a YouTuber and I could just
right.
And it's like now, oh, I'm actually doing that. You know, you put your mind to something and then you keep grinding at it, and then it just works out. I mean, if anything, I think that the beauty, one of the beautiful things about TikTok, why I advise everyone who wants to get out there to go on TikTok, it is the best algorithm, I would say, for nobodies, is what I'll say. Like anybody can blow up. Anybody. You can.
I was having this conversation with a client because I do social media, and it's like TikTok is. I mean, I think that's like one of like the pitches for TikTok to gain new users. It's because, oh yeah, you could come on the platform, if your video is good enough, you're going to get 1 million views on your first or second post.
Yeah, literally. The algorithm's nuts. Like it's actually nuts. And the worst thing is like once you're out there, like me, what with like 230 now, I post a video and I get 10,000 views. And I'm like, this is bullshit. I was getting millions when I had nobody. Like, it's bullshit. But TikTok's smart about that.
For sure. I know I think I popped off in 2019 and then I had like 40,000 and then I just hit like a brick wall. Then it was like I was getting hundreds of views on my videos. Like, what the hell? And then like every like couple of weeks I'll post one and it'll hit. But
right, you got to post a lot. I'm posting like 3-4 times a day. You know, that's what I keep hearing. It's like you got to post a lot. The more you put content out there, odds are one of them's gonna blow up.
I know. I'm trying to, I guess, go the YouTube route now more because I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of Italian pages. They also put out amazing content. I get along with most of those, but I was like, all right, how can I make myself different? And I don't see any like Italian prank videos. I go, okay, perfect. So now I'm trying to like cultivate some ideas, put them on the board and get out there and like go out and film like prank videos. We just did a fake petition prank. I don't know if you
saw that one. I was going to say that was funny. You had like the wooden spoon as the microphone or something. That was
I've done the wooden spoon.
That was really funny. What was it not? The wooden spoon?
That was probably a different video, but we've always like that was always been my thing. Like when I'm out street interviewing, I've got like this little lapel mic that I just taped to a wooden spoon, and it's.
I thought that was so funny. No, but yeah, that was a funny clip. Because were you in New York, right?
Yeah.
You should have done that in DC. They would have hated you. You would
really?
have funny. No, because it's a very political city. You would have gotten the funniest reactions. Like, how dare you sign someone for like they would have been hilarious.
And I was like, I do some crazy shit. Like I dressed up as Christopher Columbus on Columbus Day last year. And then I got thinking that like, okay, I'm probably going to get the shit kicked out of me for this one. And honestly, I think it's because I'm in New York. People are like, this is just another thing.
It's just New York.
It's like another thing I have to ignore, but.
New York is I visited twice. Each time it just surprises me. I don't know how you do it. People living in New York, but that is
I just moved here, so I'm still getting acclimated. I'm far enough away. I'm in like East Queens, so like I'm almost in Long Island, so it's pretty like mellow out here.
Yeah, no, the cities. I visited Manhattan a couple of times, and let me tell you, dude, that place is a lot.
You got to come. It would be fun to see you do some content here in the city.
We're going there in August. So we're gonna go to Europe. We leave to Europe in a couple of weeks to go. So I know, and so that's that I'm excited for that, because what I'm going to do in Europe is I'm going to go to like Paris, Barcelona, Madrid, and I'm going to say, hey, I'm a stupid American, I don't speak English. What do you think is the hottest language someone can speak? And they're going to say their own language, and then I'm just going to speak it to them. They're going to be like, how? I thought you said you didn't speak the language. I'll be like, I'm the only American that does. And I thought that I'd get some funny reactions out of that. I want to do it in home countries.
That's so cool. That's a really freaking cool, like, I guess just like a branch off of what you're already doing.
Oh yeah. I mean, I see a lot. There's not a lot of, actually there are, and I hate this. There's a lot of TikTokers that are like picking up on the whole language thing now. It's like, oh, what's the most attractive language? And then they're like, oh, okay, je t'aime beaucoup, or they'll say like bonjour, or they'll say like and I'm like, dude, like at least try to learn it.
No, I know exactly, because I was scrolling through the one day I go, and then I see somebody else doing it. I'm like, all right, come on, really?
It's like, yeah, it's like I respect it, but speak it. Like actually
No, that's for sure. That's why I think like I don't like, because people steal ideas all the time. Like it's gonna happen, but I think all you have to do is just be undeniable, which you already are, and I don't think anybody could really
just
take that away.
And that's and then one of the best thing, actually, I remember even in the first couple of videos I posted, I already spoke Italian, French, and everything, but I would purposely make errors in what I was saying, so more people would comment in the comments and be like, what's wrong with you, this is wrong. But then again, the more comments you get, the more
that's super smart.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, fuck it, I don't speak French, la français, whatever.
That's cool. Awesome. So you're going to Europe, and then you're going to come to New York?
I'm going, so New York in August. After New York, we're going to LA. And then I think we're going to go to ASU. I'm sorry, I want to do some more pranks. As you mentioned, interviews, I feel like I'm getting kind of redundant with the whole, like, what's the most attractive language? Now I'm going into more of like what is the hardest language? What languages do you already speak? And like, obviously it has to be about languages because everyone follows me for languages. So I have to figure out different ways of, I guess, incorporating that into other types of questions. And another one I was thinking of doing is a new series of pretending I only speak foreign languages. And so what I was going to do is I filmed one of these videos already. So I speak Thai, and I went to don't judge me, I went to get my feet, my mani-pedi, whatever mani-pedi, whatever. And they were talking shit about me in Thai. But the thing is, I was wearing these like sunglasses with like a camera on them. So I was picking up what I was saying. And in my head, they were saying like, oh, like, why is this man over here getting his feet done? Like, look how gross his feet are. Like, this is disgusting. And then in response, I was telling him in Thai, oh, are they really that bad? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't shave my feet today. And like, I was surprising them by speaking their language. They're like, oh, I didn't know this guy fucking spoke Thai. Oh no. And their face was golden.
That's gotta suck. I know my mom's had experiences where like she hears somebody talk shit in Italian about her, and then she just like claps back real fast.
Like, cazzo vuol dire, I mean? You're like, oh shit, she speaks too.
I know that would that's a really cool idea. I think you got to come to New York, and like, I'm trying to think of something that like, I feel like if you like find like somebody who obviously doesn't speak English and then just go through like a bunch of languages until you hit the one that they speak would be funny.
Oh yeah. I was also thinking of doing like wearing a shirt that says like free 20 euros if you speak a language I don't speak or something.
That's a good one.
You know what I'm saying? But I might lose a lot of money. It's New York, bro. A lot of people speak a lot of languages there. Or yeah, like guess what language I'm speaking for like a free something. I don't know. Like there's a lot of things you can do. I just gotta, actually do it.
For sure. That's so cool though. And I'm fascinated. I mean, it sucks trying to learn a language, especially at this age, but
we're not too old though, bro. We're really not too old.
I've got to hook up. I've got hopefully something that's in the works right now where I'm doing some work with an actual Italian school. Nothing's like official yet, but maybe like a little YouTube series where like learning a language like at the name of the school. So like a little like behind the scenes vlog series on me learning the language, trying to practice it, something fun like that. Right. So just to like advertise the school, advertise to learn how to speak a new language, because I think it's such a cool skill. And because you almost feel limited, like in traveling. Yeah, but I don't speak the language. And I feel like a lot of people go through that, but the more open you are to learning, like the more awesome experiences you're going to have.
Yeah. There's really nothing negative I can say that comes out of learning languages. Nothing. Only positive. Job opportunities, connections, you meet more people, et cetera, et cetera. It's such a beautiful thing.
Do you get any crazy like job offers like in your DMs or email?
Not essentially like jobs, but like kind of brands or partnerships and stuff, right? It's like people say, awesome. Hey, can you like so there's this app, it's so funny, I want to get sponsored by Duolingo so badly, but I'm not. I will one day. But this one app called, actually you mentioned Rosetta Stone. So Rosetta Stone reached out to me and they were like, hey, can you do a video saying how Rosetta Stone helped you with French? And so it's like, okay, like they're paying like $5,000 to $7,000 for that one video. and they're gonna like use it for whatever
Nice.
they want to do. And so it's like that opportunity wouldn't have existed unless you can speak, that language, or you have the ability to be able to do that. And not just in TikToks or brands, but like, as you mentioned, translation jobs, jobs that will allow you to go overseas. If you ever want to go to Italy or Spain or France, you want to work in that country and live there with a good salary, you got to speak that language.
No,
so
for
if
sure.
you can, then all those opportunities are open to you as well.
I know
Everything is open to you.
Yeah, in Niagara Falls, when I was living in Niagara Falls, my mom managed like a higher end boutique store, and they'd get like, I guess it was Niagara Falls was a big destination for China, so they'd have like busloads of Chinese people coming through, and she had a translator that worked for her, and he'd get 10% commission, and then he would tell us stories, because we have like Native American casinos all over there too. So some guy he just gave him $10,000 cash. He goes, just translate while I gamble all night.
What?
Yeah, just for knowing Mandarin.
Where the hell were I when this was happening? Like, it's bullshit.
You gotta
That's
hang
awesome.
out. Yeah, you gotta hang out in some casinos, try to find some people that don't speak.
Damn, that is, you see, exactly to the point we were talking about. Languages, bro, it'll get you anywhere, any facet, bro. Like anything, fucking going out, traveling, jobs, girls, anything, bro. Just languages. I tell everybody that. Even my friend Eric, he's Mexican and Bolivian, barely knows Spanish. It's like, bro, like your family speaks it. We're just learning it. Like, it's nothing negative comes out of learning.
I know, especially living with you. You gotta stay on the ball, or else.
Yeah, bro. I'm talking shit about you. Don't even know what I'm saying. Come on, bro. And it's Miami, where everyone speaks Spanish, so you gotta, you gotta learn some. Yeah.
What would you say like your strongest language is
right now? Other than English?
Other than English. French.
I grew up mostly in France. I think French, I have the best accent. And I also just can say the most words in French because I was like literally like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 when I was learning it. At the same time, Italian and Arabic. I think that those three are very, very close to each other in terms of how good I am in them. But I'd say that French is the best, and Italian, then Arabic.
I know, I think 2 curse words in Arabic, because when my mom was also working at that store, the owners were from Jordan, and they would just teach us all the swear word. I think Tel Hazestizi was one.
Tel Hazestizi?
Yeah.
Tlawah Stizi. That's Jordanian Arabic. Jordanian Arabic is weird. I actually don't even understand Jordanian Arabic.
And then the other one, I think Ikrebek Idem.
Ikrebek Idan?
I don't know.
It's like it's like a version of saying go F yourself in Jordanian.
Okay, I didn't know.
Or we say like Baranaic in like Tunisian, but it's every other, bro. That's the thing about Arabic. There's like 30 plus different kinds of Arabic. You take someone like me who's Tunisian and you put me in a room with someone from Egypt and say speak Arabic. I'll be like I'll say some stuff and I won't know what the hell he's saying. He'll say some stuff, he won't know what the hell I'm saying. Like they're that different. Italian, thankfully, doesn't really have that. It does if you go from like the Sicilian dialect.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know Sicilians is like. Then I know I'm part of Calabrese, so my grandma on my dad's side would never like. There was like almost a little bit of a gap there because the Calabrese was a little different.
It's a weird it's weird. Italian especially, because I mean you can easily tell where someone's from in Italy by the way that they talk and the way they use their hands. The Southerners, che cazzo vuol dire? Non capisco. Capisco niente ora. They're always going like this. And in the North, they're like, no, non c'è nunca che ho fatto, perché non sono viva qua, non c'è niente. The way they speak is very, and the South are very like guttural. They're very fast.
Yeah, there's a definite difference between Northern and Southern Italy.
Yeah, I almost think it's because of there's a big immigrant population in the South. And so if anything, the way that they speak in like Sicily, for example, is very Arab. A lot of Arabs live there. So they're very like, shugatli. Like, what? In the North, they're very like, oh no, we're like the French. We talk very slowly, very piano. It's like very
What part of Italy is your family from?
Sicily.
Oh, nice.
Palermo. Yeah, and that's where I get the brown skin from, Yeah, that's why I can tan well. Northern Italians don't have that, sadly. But where are you from? From Calabrese?
Half Calabrese, and then my mom's family's from in between Rome and Naples in Lazio.
Oh, yeah, you're right near what is it? You're near the volcano. In your mom's,
I don't know. I still never visited. I still gotta go. I still gotta get there.
Yeah, dude, Italy, you have to, everyone's made it, like a Euro trip and included Italy. You got to go to Italy at some point. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. So much to do and so much to see. And there's like thousands of cities and each city is different. It's crazy.
I know. Did you see Stanley Tucci's TV show on CNN? I forget the name of it, but it was him just going like up and down Italy, like finding out like what food is native to like each little town and like going seeing how it's made. And it was really, really cool.
That's awesome. No, I have not seen that, but that sounds awesome. That sounds very Italian. It's like, oh, this city has fish. This one has ravioli. That one down the road, they're all different. And they all look different too. It's nuts.
Nuts. Let me see. Searching for Italy. That's the name of it. It's Searching for Italy with Stanley Tucci. I definitely recommend watching it. It's so cool.
Searching for
Italy. He was in one town. I forget the name of the town, but I guess this town was known for its prosciutto, and I guess there was a black market on like fake prosciutto that gets like shipped out, and it was like hilarious because there's people paying like hundreds of dollars for fake prosciutto, which you would have never thought in a million years there'd be a black market for.
Oh, dude, it's nuts. The things they sell there because they're not authentic is nuts. I've heard a lot about that.
Yeah, I know. So where could everybody like to wrap up a little bit? Where could everybody follow you? What do you got going in the works? I know like obviously TikTok and
well, yeah, I mean if you don't already follow me on TikTok at marijuana, but my handle is the same for YouTube and Instagram, my two other big things. Like I said, if you like the interview videos, anyone that wants to follow and everything, learn some languages. If anything, you want to learn a language or learn my tips on how to learn them, my YouTube is also at marijuana, and I post clips there that I don't include on my TikTok interviews, because I can't post them all. I get like hundreds every weekend.
Yeah.
But not only that, but I have these videos, which are essentially like, watch me learn Arabic or like watch me learn Italian.
That's so cool. That's very cool.
Yeah. So it's like a step-by-step of, imagine I didn't speak the language. Here's how I would go about doing so. Or here are the tips I have for you to pick up this language or any language in general, So yeah, also my YouTube, Instagram. I always love getting DMs like, hey, can you try Somalian? Hey, can you try Samoan? Also at Merwan on Instagram, if you want to DM me what language you want me to try, I would love to hear it. I read all my message requests. And so yeah, those are my handles.
That's so cool. I'm very excited to see the content you put out in the future. And thanks again for hopping on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Anything for an Italian, bro. I got
awesome. You. Yeah, hopefully come to New York in August and we could see maybe collabing on some stuff.
Dude, I'll definitely hit you up. I'll definitely be up in there in August. All right.
For sure. But
all right, Nico.
Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you everybody for listening. We'll catch you in the next episode. Ciao.
Grazie mille. Ciao.